if you're an investigative journalist, which I have been for 25 years, I worked for the Indian Express Investigative Bureau, the Statesman Investigative Bureau. In Hindustan Times, I was probably the only person in that. So, I don't want to be the story. That's my basic thing. And there has to be something in it enough to, make it, because the only excuse for journalism is that it's in, absolute public interest.
It certainly does take courage to be a voice that is trying to talk maybe a version of sanity, because now I don't know what the whites and the blacks are, but
we all high on hate.
It's actually like a bit of a drug, isn't it?
Of course, because see, you when you start doing it, I mean, I am really an old-fashioned journalist, so I don't want to be the story. But when you meet these trolls, which I did for my investigative book, you realize that all of them, started off as being supporters of Mr. Modi. They opposed things like what they thought was, the wrongness of the Mughal rule, the fact that there was reservation. There was one lady who actually, we sort of turned that troll, and she used to live in the United States. And she was very clear that, she wanted to come back to India, which was, growing, developing, that whole rah-rah nationalism. She didn't bargain for the fact that all of this was being done with a steady drip of hate. Because if you remember, in 2014, Mr. Modi kept talking about Achhe Din.
Of course.
Now the troll army came, bigotry came, hate came, but Achhe Din still haven't come. But we've moved the goalpost now. Now we are, looking at the next 25 years as doing something.
Yes. It's about...
Amrit Kal. They say Amrit Kal.
The beauty of mirages is that as soon as you travel towards them, they move a little further away.
Correct.
And I think writing a book about it, I mean, that's an art in itself, isn't it? I mean, is it very difficult to be objective at times when you encounter such strong emotion?
Look, if you're an investigative journalist, which I have been for 25 years, I worked for the Indian Express Investigative Bureau, the Statesman Investigative Bureau. In Hindustan Times, I was probably the only person in that. So, I don't want to be the story. That's my basic thing. And there has to be something in it enough to, make it, because the only excuse for journalism is that it's in, absolute public interest. Now, even if one person in India, say even you, just one person, you're an Indian, you're a citizen, you're governed by the constitution. Why should any political party or, a government pay to have you attacked for your views? Because at least till now, our opinions, freedom of expression and opinion is sacrosanct in India. We're a democracy. And we take pride in calling ourselves the world's biggest democracy. And then to have citizens being attacked. Now, it's not about journalists, it's about anyone. Right. You express a contrary view on Twitter and they will swarm at you. So, the shutting down of debate, the shutting down of the Indian mind, the fact that you can be harassed, attacked, given death threats, given rape threats, anything for your views. Yeah. When you see somebody indulging in incitement. Now in India, the kind of communal temperature we have, one wrong tweet can actually result in riots on the ground.
Sure.
So that is something that I thought really was worth investigating.
Right.
And what I found truly shocking was that this was being done almost like in a call center of hate. And that unlike any other leader in the world, you had Donald Trump suspended from Twitter because of his problematic behavior and tweets. Mr. Modi is the only major leader in a democracy who actually follows these trolls. They all write things like blessed to be followed by PM Modi. And these are handles which give rape threats, death threats, indulge in incitement, spread fake news. In fact, one man, when Gauri Lankesh was shot dead, the journalist, one man actually tweeted, and he's followed by Mr. Modi, that a bitch has died and her puppies are crying. So, to have the Prime Minister of India display worse Twitter behavior than Donald Trump, I think, there's something rather significant here.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to our channel now. We have a new episode out every Friday.